Hello, everybody, and welcome. We are the Smoking Dragons. We are After Crawlers, and today is Runes and Rifts, episode 5.
My God.
Everybody grab your Capri Suns.
Grab yourself a Capri Sun.
Capri Sun.
Man.
Happy Tiki Juice.
I like happy tiki juice.
I gotta get one of those.
Happy Game is something that will not show because it's also green.
That's actually really fun. Put it in
It's
front of
also
your face.
green.
Put it in
Yes.
the
invisible Kool-Aid.
I'm the mountain. I was a mountain the whole time.
We're in science
Primo
class right
Primo
now.
is the mountain.
You guys remember the invisible Kool-Aid?
Isn't that just Capri Sun?
If it were Capri Sun, wouldn't I have said Capri Sun?
Do not upset the birthday boy, ladies and gentlemen. It's
Happy
Justin's
birthday, Justin!
I can't believe
Happy
this.
birthday.
Treat me like I'm stupid on my birthday.
No.
Unbelievable.
That's what most people do. When you're grown adult men, you just treat each other like shit on your birthday.
When we were hanging out in the Zoom before this, I got a Amber Alert on my phone, and I was like, "We're kidnapping people on my birthday. Are we serious?
Oh, no.
You couldn't wait like one day to kidnap somebody?"
I was like, yeah, they should have picked a different day. What the fuck? Like, he treats me like I'm stupid on her birthday.
Well, but you deserve it, though. I don't. I've done nothing wrong ever in my life.
Yeah.
Especially today. Today on this holiest of days.
The holiest of days.
It's an extra holy day because it's your birthday and a Runes and Rifts day.
That's true. That is true.
What kind of cake?
What?
What kind of cake?
I don't know.
Did you have cake?
I think, but I
You
haven't
think
had
you
any.
had? Okay, you haven't had it
I
yet.
think there is cake.
There is cake.
This is
That's important.
I've had my cake, but I've not eaten it.
Oh.
Don't like that. Don't like that.
It's bad luck
No.
not to eat cake on your birthday.
Yeah. Or
Look,
several.
I'm already full of Wingstop and bananas. So.
Yeah. You say, hold the cake. Pass me the bananas and the Wingstop.
Hey, I wanted a smoothie, okay?
I have barbecue chicken banana smoothie.
No, you know what I had? I had the Korean spicy ones and lemon pepper, and I regretted that choice of both of those because I was sweating. I was like, what did
Oh.
I do?
That sounds so good.
Should have gone with the Thai coconut curry.
It was good.
The Thai
was very
coconut
good.
curry is solid flavor.
Next time. There's always next time.
The garlic parmesan.
No, the garlic
Yeah.
parmesan. We love it.
It's Parmesan.
It gets a little too buttery at times.
Parmesan?
It's Parmesan.
Yeah.
That's my next character.
Right next in with the Parmesan, you can enjoy a Capri Sun.
It's the-
No,
the
you can't.
Parmesan.
You can't enjoy a Capri Sun.
You can enjoy a
Anyway.
Capri Sun.
Let's get to what we're actually here for.
Yes, let's
A celebration of me.
celebrate good times. Come on.
Me
No,
too.
But really, would anybody like to do the recap this time around?
Heh.
The offer still stands.
Heh.
One of you does the recap, and not much happened last session.
Nothing.
Not much
Nothing
happened. It's been a
last
while.
session.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Primo did it last time. I was tempted to say whoever did it last time can't double up, but
Oh,
I'll allow it. If anybody wants to go for it, including Primo, go for it. If not, I'll do my best.
See, I meant to rewatch the episode so that I could do it. But I didn't. So I'm a terrible player. Should have
Rewatch it right now and get back to us.
What's funny is I have a vague recollection of what it is, but I am now uncertain if it wasn't an episode before. And that's why I'm confused. because I remember we fought a thing. Was that last episode?
Well, yeah.
Or was that the episode?
We did fight a thing last episode.
Okay, so I'm vaguely familiar with what happened.
You want to go for it?
I'll try. Last time we were traveling through the woods and we stumbled upon a campfire. There was a woman at the campfire. Ahmon and Captain Vale went to go scout it out while Takiji and Vargan stayed back. The woman was apprehensive at first. She was a Damashian soldier. Damashian? Or no, it was you
It was Takiji.
and Ahmon. Takiji and Ahmon.
Yeah.
And then Vale, Vargan stayed back with the Poro, who doesn't have a name yet. We'll get to that.
His name
eventually.
is Poro.
His name's Poro. It's like dog, but they went to go scout it out. The woman was apprehensive as a Damashian soldier who escaped a town where there was a slaughter. There was a demon or something otherwise, a shadow that slaughtered everyone, and she was the only survivor. They eventually warmed up and got her to agree to have us help her. And we tried to keep watch, still a little bit apprehensive, but at some point during said watch, she changed into a creature. After fighting her and recollecting ourselves, that's where we ended. We did cover some backstory. Ahmon went back into the person who was there, but
We might have said something.
There.
Might have said something about him.
like I said, it's a vague recollection. It's like the spark notes of it, but it's what I got.
What are we thinking?
I know we are after that.
I'll put it to a vote. Does he get the inspiration?
1/2 point.
A half point of inspiration?
1/2 point of inspiration.
How does a half point of inspiration work?
It's
You
like when
complete
the
it,
inspiration
next time-
starts, but then it fails.
The next time you try and you also get a 1/2 point of inspiration, then it works.
Oh, it's gonna be like when you almost have like an idea, but then you completely forget what it is. Kind of like that.
Oh, so he's banking this half point for when he gets another half point, then it becomes a full
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Doesn't that incentivize half effort next time he tries the recap? Because then he'll
Yes.
just. Yeah, but I don't want that.
Oh,
I want full effort on the recap.
How many weeks has it been?
you
It has
asked
been a
for a
few.
way to resolve the issue. I found
It's-
it, and you don't
it's
like
been
it.
a lot.
That's on you.
And without looking up, I actually have a vague recollection of everything that happened,
That was good.
even
He
though
got
it's
the
been
inspiration.
weeks.
To add, just for clarity, she was a Damascene soldier. She had been stationed in a stronghold that was attacked. She was the only survivor as far as she knew. She broke her leg in her escape. Sealing the place up, she closed the door behind her as she went, and she went back in the morning to check, and there was just bones left. She didn't find anybody else who had survived. Unfortunately, as is the case for many of the people you encounter in Demacia, there's nothing you could have done for her. She was already gone. It's what demons do. They find people who've been through very, very intense emotional situations. They corrupt them irreversibly and consume them. And so that's what happened. And you destroying what remained of her was a blessing, for which one of you was somewhat rewarded, as Ammon was able to salvage something from what remained of this young woman. Look at him. He's like, what did I find?
I know what I found.
Yeah.
For a minute, I thought you meant the body, but then I remembered it was destroyed.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, unless we want to go more into the backstory stuff that got revealed.
Sure. Spill it a little bit.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a refresher on that.
Do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
No, you do it.
Ammon revealed Okay, now you remind me. What was the thing that essentially like got you to the point of revealing this? I don't remember specifically what it was that pushed you to.
I don't know. It felt just like a culmination of all the issues. It felt like Ammon reached a boiling point because he's been trying to maintain optimism this whole time, and everything around him has just been like doomer, 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 and it took him there. So
So, for whatever reason, Ammon told everybody a bit more about himself, um, including the fact that he had once been um, under the ownership and command of a pretty bad individual who would use him and people like him who had no other choice and send them in as fodder to places that were potentially dangerous, so that they wouldn't trip things or end up in precarious situations. They would have a buffer in front of them. And during one of these expeditions, Ammon found something in one of these places that gave him the ability to free himself. And in the process, turn the tables on his captor, I'll say. And now still claims possession of this individual in the form of a thrall, much like the others that he uses to aid him. And maybe someday their balances will be even, and they'll meet beyond the veil, but not today. It's about as vague of a retelling as I could manage.
that was good
enough.
No, thank you.
With that being said, having finished the rest, had this encounter with what remained of this young woman, you are unfortunately rested for the night, ready for a day of travel, but you are tired and you are a bit shaken. Luckily, we begin this session elsewhere. We see the village of Meltridge, mostly back to business as usual. There's an overcast sky that's blanketing the kingdom. The center of town is full of residents and passersby, as you would expect. But they're not going about their business as they usually would be. Instead, they're flanking the road on either side, standing, waiting, leaving a path. Overhead, raptors fly in circles. The armor of their riders is gleaming and casting strange reflective shapes on the trees and the dirt, on the buildings. There's a small group of soldiers marching through the village. Behind them, vanguard soldiers on horseback. And even further, a cart, pulled by strong white horses in the king's armor. In the cart's bed, laying flat, there is a silhouette, draped in the banner of the kingdom. A sword pointing upward, wings extending from the crossbar, flanking the blade on either side. Deep blue and gold, but in places, the banner is stained a dull reddish-brown color. As the cart passes the crowd, there's silence. The soldiers march home to the great city in the west. Behind them, there's another cart. But as this cart passes, whispers move through the crowd. There are plain gray and brown workhorses, devoid of any decoration, pulling this cart. In the bed, there's a massive contorted shape laying unmoving. In death, it's locked in a pained position. A creature of deep orange-brown scales, leathery wings, jagged teeth, and once unbridled fury. This creature was slain, though its slayers are no longer present. Many of its wounds are unnatural, the work of no material weapon. On either side of this cart, there are figures in ornate blue and gold robes, masks covering half of their faces, holding their cloaks together, plain gray emblems. Nearby in the crowd, a young girl watches them pass, a bird perched atop one of her shoes. As the carts leave the village, a figure watches from nearby. A man in piecemeal leather armor, a ranger. He watches them go, lowering his head in deference as the soldiers pass him by. As the second cart passes, he looks between its escorts. Then he looks at the ground for a moment, contemplating something. When he looks up, he looks back toward the village, thinking to himself. Before the cart gets too far, he begins to run after it, falling in line between the mage seekers on one side. Now, we return to our party, who we find preparing for yet another day of travel through the forests of northern Demacia. You fall in behind Captain Vale, and as I said, despite having rested the night before, you're all tired and shaken. But Vale pushes on, as do you. And with your teeth gritted and your heads on a swivel, you each brace for the next hurdle. Luckily, though, for a short while, the hurdle doesn't appear. You have the next 2 days of travel, which are about as simple and as straightforward as you could hope. These forests are dense, but the ground is solid. It hasn't rained in some time. Captain Vale tells you that this part of the kingdom has been more or less untouched, even since the founding of Demacia. And for that reason, you have little risk of fearing you'll run into anything of any danger. There is nothing and no one for miles. And so, over the next couple days, in the brief moments of rest that you find, and as you make camp and sleep through the night, are there any conversations, preparations, prayers, anything any of you would like to do? You've got about 2 days to work with. And I will say, during this time, because I was nice and I decided, because you did super well in that fight, to give you a recall charge. After the first day, if you wanted to, you could take a full long rest with the recall charge and get everything back. But that's up to you whether you want to spend it or not.
Do we want to spend it, guys?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, I'm down with spending it too.
Then during these 2 days, you will gain the benefits of a long rest.
I'm going to spend time doing upkeep on my friends.
I will say, up until now, you've fought with one thrall by your side, but I believe you should be able to have 2. So if you did want to take the time to prepare a second one that you can use in the future, you have plenty of time to do that. It takes you 10 minutes to prepare a thrall. So
Yeah, so I find like adequate area and some stones to set them up on and pull out my jars and my wax and go through taking care of their organs and their hair and their eyes and stitching up what I can to preserve them as much as I can. And the organs that are unnecessary go into the jars and are saved and put away. And I adorn them with amethyst and gold pieces and fill their mouths with lavender.
Takiji would probably be just observing. And his presence is... He's not making it subtle that his presence is known. So you'd know that he was there.
And I assume, correct me if I'm wrong, this process that Ammon takes with each of his thralls is probably one that is not pleasant to watch, but is also one that you almost can't help but keep your eyes on it, because there is probably something very beautiful about it.
It's very much like Ammon is in a trance. He's not really paying attention to anybody that's around him. Otherwise, he feels like he'll misstep, and he doesn't want to. In his surgical movements of trying to keep everything in place. But you're dealing with bodies that have been rotting and are being maintained and upkeep. So the preservation can only go so far when the bodies are put in elements and in rain, remoisturized, re-dried, and what have you. So he can only do his best. But for people on the outside who aren't used to seeing mummification, which is basically what this is, it's probably grotesque, but that's not how he sees it or treats it.
Takiji will probably wait for Ammon to be done with what he's doing and then speak up. You take such good care of them.
Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
It reminds me that I should have done more for my friend.
Your friend.
He died.
They unfortunately seem to do that.
He died trying to save me.
Oh? What were you doing?
Fighting.
Who were you fighting, Takiji?
Noxus.
Why?
They invaded Ionia.
I suppose I don't have to question as to why they would do such a thing, but that's unfortunate. I'm sorry you found yourself in such a situation. But that is war.
I was already dead when my friend stepped in. But I was also not dead.
I'm going to need you to explain that to me.
My heart was pierced by a weapon, and I fell. I felt life leave me. And then I came back.
You don't remember anything?
In fighting air, or the Azakana that she became, I had the same feeling again. I felt life leave me, and then I came back.
No, the interim, the between, the in-between. What did you see?
I don't remember. It was too fast.
Nothing. No one. No smells. No light.
I only remember
No feeling. No warmth.
I only remember the smell of the gunpowder.
I'm sorry. Well, you're alive now. I guess you need to do something with it.
That is why my interest in my capabilities grew. Tried to study what it was. What makes me able to come back.
You're able to come back just whenever you want.
I do not know. It happened the other night.
I saw.
I don't
That
know
wasn't
what it is.
anything to do with the divine. It's just intrinsic. It's you.
None of my people have shown this ability. It seems like it's just me.
Well, what happened to your friend? What happened to his body or their body?
Sōryo, he, his throat was slit. He bled out in my arms after I killed the Noxian soldier with one of their own weapons. A firearm.
These situations were separate? The moment in which your heart got pierced? The demon, the Azakana, Noxus, is nebulous in my mind. Piece it together for me.
In fighting at the Placidium, the common people took up arms to defend it. Myself and my friends, we tried, but we were inexperienced.
Was Noxus using the demon?
Not
Were they fighting alongside it? Where was the demon in relation to Noxus? Are these separate occasions? Is what I'm asking.
the Azakana was separate. I'm talking, that was the other night. Noxus, they might as well be Azakana in my mind.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a separate. Okay.
But after I was killed, Sōryo stepped in and could not kill the Noxian soldier. Then I came back and killed him.
What did they look like, the Noxian soldier?
All I saw was dark metal and blood after I had used the weapon against him.
You ever killed somebody before him?
No, he was the first. And only since then. I've not killed a person since.
So you hate Noxus.
Yes.
I suppose I would.
Then I became a sentinel. Only then did I receive the power that I could have saved my friend, had I had it back then.
What does that mean, Sentinel?
Sentinel of light. We keep the balance.
Who gave that title to you?
My sensei.
Okay. Well, does your sensei know you're here?
Yes, I was sent here. The more I think about it now, I feel it is as a punishment for my failure in Bilgewater.
You just think it's a punishment, or
I've already completed the mission that I was sent here for. Find out why people are going missing. I have the answer. But I have no way of going back.
well, I'm sure you'll be able to express that to him, and you'll pass with flying colors in time. What of you after? When that is done, you just go back to training with him?
I'm not sure. As of right
How
now,
long have you been with your sensei?
Clarification question, DM. It's been like a couple months, hasn't it? Or
Something like that. That sounds about right. I can check just to be sure,
yeah,
but we'll go with that for now.
no longer than a year.
Well, I'm glad you have purpose, Takiji. It keeps us going.
I have given myself a new personal mission.
Oh? Pray tell.
To help you in yours.
No, I appreciate that.
I am sorry that you went through what you did.
So am I. I just cannot to dwell on it.
I do my best not to dwell on mine either. But on occasion, I still remember my friend.
Things get dark, Takiji. It happens all the time. The problem is, if you just sit in the darkness, you don't do nothing about it. It consumes you. If you don't take action, even with just positivity, you won't make it. Is even in the slightest of positive words would frustrate such things. Frustrate the negativity, frustrate the darkness, frustrate the things against you. It's only small actions that can make a big difference. So when we dwell and we look down and worry, we lose. It's a cycle I like to break.
Do not like to lose.
Well, if we keep working together the way we did the other night, I'm sure we will see many more victories to come. Going to finish up here, if you don't mind.
Of course. Thank you for your time. And he just bows. And Takiji will walk away.
At a certain point, Captain Vale will kind of walk a little closer to Takiji and will just say, didn't mean to eavesdrop, but we'll keep this brief. I hope for the rest of your days that you never have to draw the blood of another man. The second is no easier. The third is no easier. Dozens, never easier. But he's right. You just have to find the thing that keeps you going, pulls you out when you're in too deep. Whether that be a question, a person, an idea. If you're lucky, a purpose.
That is a good hope to have. I do feel that it is partially unrealistic. However, I will hope alongside that I will never have to take the life of another. And at the very least, I have 3 other friends who made it out. They were saved by Sōryo's sacrifice. I was saved by Sōryo's sacrifice. I only hope to make full use of the boon he gave me. I still believe he did not deserve to die the way he did.
Nobody deserves it. Even those who seem like they do.
Within my people, I was considered to be very important. Keeper of the tree. That is why Sōryo jumped in front. Because I was too important to die. So that does still weigh on me. With my home gone, so too is my importance. But I don't let the thought of my importance being gone weigh on me. It's still Sōryo.
Why were you special?
I was one.
Immediately happened. I was like, what did I do?
It's all your fault.
Yeah.
Okay, we're back. I suppose I've always been familiar with death, in a sense. When Noxus invaded, I was exposed to it more.
Death in the traditional sense versus death in the very real, literal sense.
Yes. I was too young to deal with it then. I don't even know if I'm old enough to deal with it now. I don't know what has become of my home. I haven't been back. I don't know if the tree is still there. I don't know if my family is still alive.
I can't lie to you. I've been in skirmishes with Noxians before. They leave nothing behind. I can't say there might not be an exception every now and then, something they overlook, something they miss. But if someday you have the urge to go back, don't let your expectations get too high.
Thank you, Captain. I won't. And he just goes to smoking his pipe and walking.
And you can all tell over these couple days, Captain Vale is, I won't say going through the motions, but he's very much just singular purpose. The first couple days you knew him, he was more outgoing. He wanted to know more about everybody. He wanted to share things about himself. Now he's getting you where you need to go. And every so often he's trying to impart words of wisdom from his experiences, but there's an emptiness behind the words. There's a distance to them that wasn't there before. Is there anything else that you wish to accomplish over the couple of lighter days of travel that you have here?
Takiji will probably talk to Vargan. Just pulls up beside him and just walking, smoking his pipe.
How are you?
I have been better. It seems like everything I touch doesn't seem to work out.
But you try. Those weapons you have, do they always shine?
When I pour my energy into them, yes.
Have they ever failed you?
Not yet.
That's good. Looking towards helping others, despite our backgrounds. Ahmon, though on Mount Arcane we have learned to respect the dead, I see he tries to do good. I also don't understand this Sentinel of Light.
I am still learning myself.
I think we all are. A little bit every day, it seems.
All I want is to help. I was given a second chance. I want to do something with it.
You speak of your master. What came of him?
Nawa,
Yes.
he is fine. He is not passed, though my previous sensei, back home, I know not what became of him. My first sensei.
You've had a lot of guidance then.
My sensei, my father, my mother. Even my friends.
Guidance is, I consider a beautiful thing. Knowing which path to take based on the experience of those past. It allows you to forge your own, but not unknowingly. Such guidance I wish I had. You will become stronger for it, and maybe someday you will be the one to pass guidance on to someone else.
Perhaps. I wonder if because of my ability that I am unable to die. I still haven't figured that completely out. I've pored over plenty of texts. Nothing has established what I have.
Well, there's of course the gods and then us. In your case, maybe it's better instead of thinking about when you will die, maybe appreciate each coming day as if it were your last. That way, you're never really looking at the end, but you're appreciating the journey along the way.
That is a good way to look at it.
Every day, the ground beneath my feet, I will often kneel every morning and touch the ground. The mountain has taught me to appreciate the ground that holds us steady, firm. There is only forward, but we'll never quite know the end. So we'll appreciate this moment together, and we'll handle whatever comes together.
We've done pretty well so far. Considering Azakana are involved in a lot of this.
I trust the gods will help us to strike down such enemies.
Let us hope you are right. I will continue doing my best to make sure no harm comes to anyone here.
As will I.
As long as my relic stone still shines.
As long as we still draw breath. There's a reason to fight. Something to protect. You will do your senseis proud. I'm sure of that.
Hope you are right. That is a great thought to think.
And it's a good reason to push forward.
It reminds me of something my father used to tell me. Give me a second, I'm looking for it. Where is it? It escapes me at the moment. Even though I feel the way I do, I don't need to be right. I need to drop the need to be right. For the ego loves a win. But the spirit loves the truth. To find the truth, you must be willing to lose the argument. And even though I can sit here and argue with you back and forth about why I need to feel the way I feel, I feel it wouldn't be right. So I'm willing to lose this argument with you, Vargan.
There's never any need to argue. It's just thoughts passing. Just banter between friends. Talks around a campfire. Do you think ego is always a bad thing?
No, I feel there's a need for it. It is a part of who we are.
The Rakor taught that pride can carry a warrior up the mountain. But it can also convince him he has already reached the summit. I've met men who believe themselves destined for greatness. Most of them stopped listening. I don't think ego is the enemy. I think forgetting your limits is.
Wise words.
I carry this hammer because I believe I can protect those beside me. If I stopped believing that, someone would die. But if I believed I could never fail, someone would die for that as well. The mountain doesn't care how high you think you've climbed. Every person who reaches the summit does so one step at a time. The ones who believe they're already above the mountain are usually the ones who fall.
tailing behind you guys, seemingly arguing with Anna. I'm not doing it again. I'm not feeding you cherry jam again. She's just like, breathing through the lavender. It's horrific. You can't digest it anyway, Anna. We all being positive up there?
I would say so.
Good. I have to find cherries now.
I'll keep on the lookout.
Thank you.
He'll
There you go. You always get your way.
he'll quietly just turn and speak to Ahmon. Does she hear you?
I'd like to think so. She
Or are
responds,
those
at
words
least.
meant for you?
Words? What do you mean?
You speak to her often.
All the time. I speak
I
to
know.
all of them as much as I can, yes.
I noticed. Whatever she is today, she stood where a protector stands. In front of you. What was her name? Anna before this?
Yes. Yes. I do not rename them. Why do you ask?
Everyone had a first name before they became someone's story. Just curious. And he'll quietly turn back to face forward.
No. You look at me. What is that supposed to mean? Are you telling me that your name isn't Vargan and you've been lying to me this whole time?
What I'm saying is, she had a family, friends, dreams, a childhood, a life. But
yes.
before she was your companion, before she was undead, she belonged to herself.
No, she didn't. We didn't.
I'm sorry to hear that. It is.
I will agree with you that she did have dreams and aspirations. We all did.
And now,
And now, we are who we are.
do you have dreams and aspirations?
I do. Something of which I feel like both you and Takiji have been talking a little bit about. Your perspectives on death are skewed. Your perspectives on the end are skewed, I think, anyway. I respect them, but I also believe that the end is not something to be so much feared. It's not bad. Death isn't bad, per se. I find comfort in it. We're all going there. If we find it so horrific, then it makes life so much more difficult. I like to think of it as rest. A final respite. Destiny. I brushed with it. Takiji has too. So close. It's warm. It's inviting. It's peaceful. When it is brought upon you, against your will, it is frightening, yes. But what comes after, I think, is comfort. So, these are meant to be words of also comfort, assurance. Take it with you that death isn't negative.
I don't think I fear dying. I fear leaving something unfinished. A
That
promise, a life, someone depending on me. Death itself is only another road.
Agreed. But there's no way to be fully complete. Completion comes with death. You're going to leave something unfinished. You're going to leave something behind. That's why there's life. All those pieces and everything after you will be picked up and carried. No need, no worry of it.
You've spent your life studying the dead.
Part of it. Studying, existing alongside, I suppose.
Tell me something. What makes a life worth remembering?
The path it traveled.
If you truly had the power, would you stop death?
No. Why would
That's
I?
good. I don't think I would. That is good. It's necessary. Necessary to appreciate now.
I suppose you can consider what I am doing as stopping death, but not really. They are dead. I don't fully understand exactly what is standing next to me, but I know it is partially Anna still. I try to respect it as much as I can.
Every mountain has an end. That doesn't make the climb meaningless. I think life is the same. I don't fear it. I simply think it deserves respect.
I'm glad to hear it, Vargan.
When someone dies, the world becomes quieter. That silence should mean something.
And silence is often beauty.
I can agree with that.
Loss gives meaning. Well, this was supposed to be positive conversation. I'm going to continue now before we get too introspective and sappy.
I was taught to believe something similar. It's difficult, though.
Of course. I live every day. That's just as difficult. Where are we going? Captain?
Have you forgotten why you're here?
No. I'm just making sure that we're headed in the right direction.
He kind of looks up into the sky, checking where the sun is.
I have to go to the
west.
restroom. I'll be right back.
Okay.
As Ahmon goes and takes a piss behind a tree.
So I did check the amount of time that Takiji was training I have it written as 7 months.
See, I thought so.
So, if at any point, and I'll probably have to say this when he gets back, if at any point another character says a thing about their backstory that involves part of the world, a cultural thing, a religious thing, at any point, one of you can ask me if you can make a check if you would know something about that. I don't want you to ever assume that because your character's from a place or not from a place that you would or wouldn't know the thing. So if there was anything that another character mentioned that you want to see if your character maybe knows a little bit more, might have picked up some information about something from far away at a random point, just say the word. I'll decide what to roll, and we'll figure out how much is known or unknown, including your own stuff, by the way. Including like, hey, what do I know about, like, if you wanted to know something about Ionia specifically, or yeah, just generally. Now that you're back, I was saying if any other player mentions something in their backstory, I said don't assume or not assume that your character wouldn't know at least a little bit about that. I will give you a roll to try to figure out if you know anything, just to try to get those connections.
Yeah, I was assuming that at least Ahmon knows, Noxian demeanor and its existence. Sure. It's kind of a world power.
Noxus, Ionia, the Sentinels,
Yeah,
Mount Targon, any of those things, like any cultural, religious, mythological, any of that stuff, I will allow rolls for it if you ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, I'll keep that in mind.
With that being said, your couple days of travel have gone as pleasantly as you had hoped, even though the conversations might not have always been the most uplifting. You're still here with one purpose: House Durand, clearing Mudtown of any wrongdoing in the death of one of their members. In a way, you look at what's happened and you don't know how you got in this situation. But sometimes you don't choose what path you're on. And that is why, at the end of the second day of travel, you make camp. You have a meal, rations, whatever you can scrape together, whatever Captain Vale could hunt. You each take watch as you had previous nights. Uneventful. And in the morning, you wake once again for what is either going to be another lackluster day of travel or contender for the worst day of your life.
Could be either one of those things.
Yeah.
No in between. It's one or the other.
I
Flip a
wake up
coin.
every day with the same thought.
Flip a coin.
This could be it.
This could be the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
He's got the leaderboard on his wall.
Yeah. March 2nd, 2013. But this tops March 2nd, 2013. Fucking.
And a close second.
Yeah. Oh, man, that's awesome.
But as you each wake from your rest, as Captain Vale is piecing his things together, getting ready to head out for another day, he stops. Everybody make a perception check.
18.
Oh.
5. I'm always preoccupied.
Vargan with an 18. And Takiji. You notice Captain Vale. And you also kind of hone your senses for a moment. Barking. Dog. Vargan. You hear voices mixed in, shouting, giving orders. Captain Vale begins to gather his things more quickly. And he says, "We have to move now."
I agree. I heard voices.
What is it, Captain?
They're here. They found us. They... Mage hounds, they have dogs they use to find people. They track them. If they find us here, they'll have our trail. We have to move as fast as possible. We move north to the mountains. I'll find us a stream. We can clean ourselves off, get as much of our scent off of us as possible. From there, we continue and hope that they don't stay on us. We have to move now. Get everything ready.
We can't talk our way through this.
Talking with the Mage Seekers. After everything.
I
We
don't
want to
know.
risk that?
No. I suppose not.
Let's go then.
And so,
I smell so loud.
you begin the fastest travel you've had since leaving the village. You still hear the barking, the voices, louder, quieter, depending on directions you travel. You try to keep track of where your compatriots are. The forest is dense. At points you feel you've been separated, only to end up right next to somebody. Takiji, roll a d12 for me.
Uh, 6.
6. Make a wisdom or charisma saving throw. The choice is yours.
Do the higher one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with charisma. That makes
Do
it.
the lower one.
That makes it a dirty 20.
30-20, okay.
You don't say.
As you are
If I went with the lower one, it would have only been a 17.
Oh, that's a shame.
only a 17. Oh
Only
no,
17.
what a shame.
That's a shame. I'll trade you for my 5.
As you're running through the woods, you can still hear the barking behind you. Suddenly, you feel a rush of wind as the claws of a large bird fly just above your head and out of view. It seems that your running has attracted some creature of the forest who's out hunting. Luckily, they lose interest rather quickly. And you can hear the wings flapping off into the distance to find something maybe a bit easier to catch.
It's the Mage Seekers.
They're using birds now, too.
No, I mean, I was hoping the bird would hunt the Mage Seekers. That'd be ideal.
I'm
Either
going
way.
to turn around and in not their direction, but adjacent to them, shoot off an Ammon shrieking skull, which is 300 feet.
It is 300 feet.
And yeah, audible, mortifying shriek out to 300 feet. And it does 2d4 thunder damage without making a saving throw. So anywhere where there's trees in an adjacent direction, to make use of that loud, crazy stuff.
Some poor squirrel.
It'll be fine. It'll be it'll be fine, maybe.
Poor squirrel just
Jump, squirrel,
explodes.
jump.
Sorry, I
Look
don't-
good
In the
with a squirrel,
chaos,
a Takiji squirrel tie.
in the chaos of the chase, the rest of you hear a blood-curdling scream out 300 feet to one side of you, and you're like, we don't have time for whatever that is. We got to keep going. Ammon, I need you to roll a d12 now.
D12?
Yep.
I love D12s.
Isn't it a wonderful die?
It is such a good, man. It rivals D20s. I'll tell you.
Oh, it beats d20s.
Oh, you think so? It's so
Yeah.
thick.
Easily.
It's so thick and vibrant, and you can see every number perfect. I'm gonna roll it now. And I rolled a 1. I hope that's good. I don't like D12s anymore. I think they might be a contender for worst dice next to D4s.
But never
It's-
below d4s. Next to, but never below.
No, right next to
Yeah.
D4s.
Oh shit.
I love being honest on my rolls. It's so good. I hope 1's cool. I hope rolling 1 for success here.
I'm not even going to ask because I know a 22 hits. As you're distracted,
I'm
casting your Shrieking Skull,
gonna turn into a cow. Can I go home?
you run unknowingly through a swarm of something out here.
It's bees,
And-
isn't it?
They're not happy about that.
No, their bees are not happy about it.
And so you take... you take 5 points of poison damage.
We love that.
You continue on your way. And despite your efforts, despite the Shrieking Skull, you still hear the barking. Your turn, Vargan. Give me a d12.
Five.
5. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
$14.
14. Unfortunately, that just fails. As you're running, you feel your leg slip partially into a crack between large stones. And although you have the strength to pull it out from between these stones, you do kind of twist your ankle in the process. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Going to do the same for Captain Vale. He rolls a 4. It's to make a dexterity saving throw. Oh, succeeds actually. With a natural 19. You see out of your peripheral vision Captain Vale running alongside you. And then suddenly the ground drops out from below the path that he was taking. And he notices just in time that there's a steep drop. And as he hits the ground, he rolls, avoiding a lot of the damage that he would have taken otherwise. I gotta wait for him to feed his cat.
I'm gonna grab another snack then while we're waiting.
Okay.
This is great. Suspense for the cat.
While we're waiting, y'all should join the Patreon. Got a lot of cool stuff up there on the Patreon.
Yeah.
There might be some special bonus content going up on the Patreon after next session, by the way. I have a thing I'm doing.
What?
I have a thing I'm doing. Special
Is it-
bonus content.
I'm preventing my cat from raising hell. What is it?
Okay, back to it. Everybody's here.
Thing.
Now, I need all of you to roll a d20. Just a straight d20.
Wait, no, that's the area of fucking bad dice. Better than what I've rolled before.
Blurry.
15.
13.
12.
Captain Vale rolled the lowest. So Captain Vale needs to make another dexterity saving throw. Oh,
He's okay, right? He's all right. That's a good
he
roll.
rolled a 2.
Oh.
He rolled a 2.
Okay.
You see once again, out of the corner of your eye, as you just saw Captain Vale avoid what probably would have maybe broken a leg of a regular person, but he's used to these woods. He knows what he's doing. But now he's distracted. His brain hasn't had the time yet to clear itself from the previous thing to address the new thing, which is that out of the corner of your eye, you watch as Captain Vale is drawn up into the air, upside down, a rope fastened around one of his ankles, a heavy counterweight falling from over a branch nearby and hitting the ground.
I'm gonna shoot the rope.
Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Natural 20. Let's fucking go.
Nope, it says no.
It's like, no, we're staying in.
You point your weapon.
Two 20s.
What's the...
Second 20? Who got the second 20?
Yeah, he's rolled 2 20s.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna Rico rolls 20s
Oh,
counter.
the dirty 20 from earlier.
Oh, that was a dirty 20. This is a natural.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, okay, I rolled a 5. I don't care whether it's natural or dirty. I would love any 20 right now.
I'm gonna use a d20 to count how many 20s.
You should. That's a good idea. You're going to run out of numbers, though.
I
You're
am.
going to need to use a D100.
There's not enough numbers.
So, as you raise your pistol, the beam of light extending out of it cleanly severs the rope. And as it does, you hear the impact of something nearby. And you look down beneath you and you can see an arrow stuck in the dirt. But not from behind you, from the other direction. Another one near Vargan. Another near Ahmon. Missing each of you.
Let's hope they're shooting at them and not us.
And Captain Vale falls from the branch, landing pretty roughly. I'm actually going to roll damage for this because that would not be a fun thing to suffer. Okay. It's decent. It's decent damage. As this happens, this absolute mess of activity, things chasing you, running through loose terrain, bugs, almost getting your head ripped off by a predatory bird, a shrieking skull in the distance, traps, counterweights, freeing Captain Vale from a trap, arrows piercing the ground near you. You hear a voice. A woman. Stern and commanding. From ahead of you. Not behind. She just says, "Hold fire." And you can see now, much closer than you would have thought, emerging from behind a tree, a woman dressed in thick, well-crafted leather armor. And there are deep blue fabrics underneath. A blue cloak wrapped over her shoulders. A helmet made of shining white and gold metal. She looks between each of you and then looks over at the heap that is Captain Vale. And she says, "Eldrin Vale. Should have
We're here
known
on behalf of
at some
Mudtown.
point."
We're here on behalf of Mudtown, and we're here representing Mudtown. We need to speak with House Durand about a casualty. One of them has passed away.
Captain Vale kind of groans and sits up. I mean, it's okay.
Is it? They're shooting arrows at us.
Near us. Trust me, if they wanted to, they would have hit us.
Are you shooting near us?
This is Sid. She's a friend. It's been a long time, but... And you notice there are no other noises behind you. The barking, the voices, gone.
Was that you? Were you chasing us with dogs? Or are you having us chase with dogs?
Or perhaps whoever was chasing us has stopped.
Perhaps.
Or perhaps no one was chasing us at all.
Captain Vale looks at Vargan and says, "I think you may be right."
Well, that would probably be an implication of magic, but we know how that goes on around here.
Depends on the source. You know what we've been up against since we left the village.
It could be playing on our fear of being captured. Using that against us.
Lots of kind of tricks.
This woman in armor walks over to Captain Vale, helps him get up to his feet. "It has been too long." I think, well, I will say, I have no idea what you're doing out here, but tell you what, we've just woken up for the day. We were about to head back, but I say we spend some time catching up.
How many are we and where?
We'll get to that.
I'm sorry, I'm a little jostled by getting hit in the face with insects on the way through this forest being chased by dogs. If we're going to exchange pleasantries, I would like to exchange pleasantries. Hi, my name is Ahmon. Who are you? Sid, he said.
I'm Sydney Darris. I'm a Ranger Knight.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Sydney. Do
Takiji.
I have to still worry about being chased by dogs or not?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't. Insight check.
You could go ahead and roll an insight check.
I rolled another 5. I'm not going to eat it, but I almost did. I almost did. I almost ate this whole jumbo D20 right now.
Not the jumbo.
Not the jumbo.
If it were a regular normal D20, that thing's gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
Takiji bows his head. Takiji Sōryo.
And she kind of looks over at Vargan.
Vargan. Pleasure to meet you.
Vale, what have you gotten yourself into?
Captain Vale said that he sensed mage seekers about, and they were chasing us with dogs. Nigh 30 seconds ago, and you didn't hear their barking?
I didn't. And we've been keeping an eye on these woods for a couple of days, and there hasn't been mage seeker activity, as far as I know.
As determined as they are, they would have, by now, caught up to us.
Oh, this gives credence to what we were speculating with that note that we found, Takiji. Very strange.
Even more to believe that Azakana are involved. If we hallucinated hearing dogs, like Vargan said, they are preying on our fear.
You look inquisitive.
This is a strange bunch you found yourself with. Anyway, we need to get you cleaned up. Looks like you've sprained the ankle at least. And she kind of slings Captain Vale's arm over her shoulder and just walks with him, just off in a direction.
I apologize, Captain. I did not mean to harm you. I was trying to save you.
Takiji, it's fine. I'd rather this than still be up in the air.
Takiji looks at Vargan. I did okay, right?
You did what was right.
Good. I still feel bad. He didn't land like good.
But he did land. It's probably better than in a tree. That must be uncomfortable.
Next time, just shoot him.
I don't know if that would help anything.
Well,
I've seen it help many things.
Some shots help.
Your shots heal people. Next time, shoot him.
Then he would be healed in a tree.
After.
Oh, yes. he'll fire like a healing shot.
No!
at him.
No! No, wait. In front of all the guards who just
This
like
poor woman.
gun. Shoot him.
This poor woman.
You're right. Probably not a good time now.
So, as Sid escorts Captain Vale off to wherever her and potentially others have made camp in these woods, you follow, considering shooting them in the back. I think this is where we will take our break.
Solid break point.
finding out what the heck is going on out here.
The
when
back
we
shots of
return.
friendship.
That is very true.
That is what Takiji does. Back shots of friendship.
I am disbanding this group. Ammon has left the party.
On that note,
You
we'll be
can't.
right back.
It's my birthday. You can't.
Oh.
Welcome back,
Justin?
everybody.
Gal theme
We
song.
just do that for the rest of
It's a
the.
Gal theme song for the next 30 minutes.
We're just walking behind them. This is all they hear.
The archers are gonna gat us down in a second.
Yeah. They are.
They don't like the Giles theme song.
But it goes with everything.
It does.
We're back. So, having seemingly outrun whatever it was that pursued you to this point, you find yourself a bit beset by the forces of the kingdom. A ranger knight by the name of Sidney Darris, who seems to be an old friend of Captain Vale. Remains to be seen whether this is good or bad luck. And as she takes Captain Vale and drapes his arm over her shoulder and helps him walk toward wherever their camp is, you see, as out of nowhere, suddenly, two other individuals appear and fall in line behind Sid. Dressed similarly, though not as decorated. Each with a bow of their own. The source of the arrows that nearly hit you, but according to Captain Vale, purposefully missed. They know how to take warning shots. Eventually, you're led to a small clearing. Around you, dense forests, the tall trees. You see rays of sunlight coming into this clearing, and it's one of the most beautiful parts of the forest you've been in to this point. There's a stream here. The sound is calming. The rocks beneath your feet are smooth and shiny. Every time you step, you have to make sure your footing is solid enough because the large stones shift. And in places, the water shifts as well, diverting itself to go around a new obstacle that you've put in its place. You see most of what remains of a camp. Much of it has been put away. It seems that this troop was packing up, heading out for their next destination, wherever that may be, and heard something. Potentially a shrieking skull 300 feet away. Potentially your movements, potentially a lot of other things. Altogether, there are 4 individuals, much like your group. You see Sid, who, as she re-enters this clearing, the vicinity of their camp, she takes off her helmet, helps Captain Vale find a comfortable seat, as comfortable as he can find on the stones here, and starts kind of tending to his sprained ankle or whatever injury he has from the fall that he suffered. You can see Sid is probably in her 40s or 50s. She has straight blonde hair goes just past her shoulders. You see streaks of gray in it. She has very strong features, and you can tell even under her armor, she's very well built. Brown eyes, medium height. And you can tell just by looking at her that she is a woman of experience. She's been at this for a long time. Around her, you see 3 others. Some interesting company. One of them is a younger gentleman, maybe in his mid to late 20s. He has a slight tan, shoulder length, slightly curly black hair. He also has brown eyes, about the same height as Sid, but he looks more like he's more slender. He seems built more like a runner, a lot more muscular on the bottom, relatively lightweight. Another of her traveling companions is a taller, more muscular man, probably in his early 30s or so. His skin is relatively pale. He has very short, almost buzzed blonde hair and bright blue eyes. He's clean shaven. He has pretty strong chiseled features. He looks a bit out of place in the attire of a ranger. He seems more what you would expect of a traditional knight or a soldier of some other kind. And finally, perhaps the strangest of Sid's companions is a man who, by your estimate, is probably in his mid-70s. He has shoulder-length, straight white hair, a very full, well-trimmed beard, and kind blue eyes that are full of stories from just at a glance, you can tell. This man is a wealth of knowledge. And as you all kind of sit, eyeing each other up, not really knowing what to do next, Sid speaks up. Well, I think we all have a lot of questions. Who's first?
Shoot. With words, please.
Mudtown.
Yes?
What is that?
Oh, you're not aware of my town. You've never been there before? Not fancy yourself a gambler? Well, you don't like fun with conversation either?
I'm just waiting to know what Mudtown is.
It's a gambling city. Just off the coast of Bilgewater. Well, across the way from Bilgewater.
Bilgewater, I know.
Yes.
So it's quite far.
It is. Either way, it's we're known for exporting specific clay in blocks for construction of buildings, towns, whatever you settlements. The minerals are quite strong. Anyways, that's what Mudtown is partially known for. The other half of Mudtown is we are a gambling city. We are casinos and so on and so forth. People come there to take a load off from all sorts. Lots of people from Bilgewater, too, as a matter of fact. So we get people from Demacia, we get people from Ionia, whatever have you. All over the place they come over to party it up and have a good time. Where House Durand, which I'm sure you're aware of, comes in, some of them, or at least one of them in particular, found their way down there to have himself a good time. He found himself in the industrial complex and fell into a compression machine. One that compresses our clay blocks. And He perished. I'm here in representation of Mudtown to try to clear our name, as we do not want any sort of... we want to keep traffic moving through Mudtown. And if someone in such high esteem, such a noble name, were to get out to Demacia, it would be a shame. It could halt production. It would be bad for the city. I wanted to assure the family that it was negligence and unfortunate circumstance. No part of Mudtown's it's not Mudtown's fault.
Good answer. She turns and looks at Captain Vale where he sits. I take it that's where you come into this. And checking them to see House around. And he just looks up. Gives a nod. We left Meltridge maybe 4 or 5 days ago, give or take. If you're here, that means we're not far. And she says, you're not. You may be another day or two. We're a few hours' ride from you and Dale. It's where we're usually stationed. Well, I think it's your turn now. Questions?
To ask questions. Yeah, are you going to provide us any aid? Or are you willing to?
I suppose we can. What sort of aid are you in need of?
Horses, perhaps any way to expedite the situation from us getting here to where we need to be.
Well, we don't have horses. They wouldn't be much good out here. The forest is too dense. There's no clear pathways or anything, but...
Or perhaps, safe escort? As a being of my likeness and a capability is not seen, or ours, beings of our likeness, is not seen in a positive light around these parts.
Understood. That's... was going to be another question of mine, but I think you've answered that much already, and I had assumed as much. You can get to House Durand a number of ways. This is one of the less advisable routes. Nonetheless, we do have a means of helping you. I don't think we're in much of a position to leave here now, though. I think it makes more sense to allow Vale some time to get his bearings and rest a bit. And in the meantime, I can figure out what exactly is going on here.
No, in what way exactly?
I know what you've told me, and I believe you. But there's more going on here.
Well, there is. I have more questions, but
Go ahead.
the whole dog thing, well, that wasn't a lie either. But we came across a threatening letter on our path here, and I was wondering if I could pass it through your hands, and perhaps your friend over there with the long white hair and the kind eyes seems like he knows a thing or two. Maybe he could send something off of this letter, because it seems strange and perhaps not written by human hand. I am not sure.
Takiji will produce the letter that he has and pass it along.
Sid takes it from you, looks at it for a second. So it has the gray mark.
Aye.
You're saying, despite that, you don't believe this was produced by the Mage Seekers.
It could have been, but it could have been in coordinates with something else, something more darker and nefarious.
It just doesn't make any sense why they would leave a note if they believe we did anything wrong. Would they have not just laid a trap instead? Why leave a note?
Or pursued us, like we thought they were.
She kind of turns towards one of her ranger companions, the older gentleman. Holds it to him. She says, "Ben, have a look." And this older man kind of waddles up, grabs it. Well, I've certainly escorted my fair share of mage seekers in the past. And how long have you said you've been on the road? 4 or 5 days? I say
Give
road
us-
figuratively, of course.
Give or take. They wouldn't have been in front of us.
Of course not. That's my exact point. The mage seekers are nothing for speed. They're not hasty. In fact, they love to take their time. They love to be very thorough and, well, frankly, too slow even for me.
That's harrowing.
It depends who you are and what your situation is, but I understand. Though I can say I don't believe the mage seekers would have ended up in front of you. I don't.
Because they would have came back at us.
Of course.
This
They
is
very
why.
well may have.
This is why it doesn't make any sense. Why leave a note? Because they wouldn't have been in front of us. Again, just like Ahmon said, they would have come at us. But that did not happen, and we have not seen any mage seekers until we thought we were pursued by some.
I was hoping that you could, I don't know if you have any sort of ability to look over the paperwork or the paper in your hand, in particular to see if there's something strange going on. But if you do not,
Oh, it's very strange.
yes, I mean, could you take a look at the ink, perhaps, the way it's written, the paper itself, the smell of it?
And he kind of, with one of his fingernails, scrapes a bit of it off, examines it, looks at the paper, kind of holds it up to the light a bit. It seems like good stuff to me.
Perhaps it's just paranoia, Takiji. Perhaps it's just somebody else that lives in the forest that doesn't want us there. Or to be traversing around. We did run into some sort of strange being that was inhabiting trees. It was possessing trees and
That's not good
attacking
for us.
No, if you run into it, I don't think it would be. We were able to put it down, but it doesn't mean it was the only one that was out there.
And also a stronghold of Demacia was overtaken by a creature. We also...
I'm still wondering if that was the truth, or if that was another being that was just lying to us outright.
You see Sid says, when was this?
several days ago.
Probably not long enough that word would have reached us. We've been out here for a few days, so we haven't had time to check in with higher-ups.
This is going to be difficult to explain, but there was this woman who seemed worse for wear, sitting by herself by a campfire. She... very worse for wear, and we took it upon ourselves to go make sure she was okay. She gave us this story about some sort of strange big imposing creature taking out a Demacian stronghold. There were no survivors except for her. It seemingly ate everybody down to the bone. And we helped her, fed her, made sure she was good for the night, and when we woke up the next morning, we found ourselves in a tussle with what would have been the actual her, I suppose. She seemingly transformed into something. As far as I could tell, it was a shadowy apparition in a suit of armor. We also put that down.
Would Takiji be able to recall the name of the stronghold?
You'd be able to recall that the name of the stronghold was not given.
Oh, it was not given. Okay.
Her name was given. Air.
As you're talking, she kind of looks down at Captain Vale, and he's just looking up like, Sid, I promise they're not crazy. I was there.
I know, it sounds crazy. I am a little crazy. It's fine.
I thought the same thing when we first found the trees they were talking about. We've all heard stories since we were kids, but there's something out here.
Sometimes
Something
those
that's
stories are
not-
true, Sydney.
Something that's not us. Something that's not a beast. I still don't understand what we're up against, but
Zakana.
you keep saying that word. No one but you knows what that means.
Ammon knows what I mean.
Demonic creatures, demons, figures. I'm preying on fear. Particularly, it feels like this one. Paranoia. Separation. Fear. I know it all sounds strange and a little blown out of proportion, but with what we've been through the past couple of days, I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. And when it comes to this strange being Air, again, I don't know if that Demacian stronghold was a fake sob story just to lure us in. I don't know that. It would make no sense if she would give us any sort of information and then immediately become some sort of evil being.
And
Either way,
unfortunately,
maybe
I
she
can't
was
answer
the
that.
creature. Probably not.
I won't know for certain whether what you've told me has actually happened or whether this was some trick, as you've said. Until we've parted ways. So unfortunately, unless we encounter each other again, you may never have that answer.
None of this is even why I'm here. It's just what I've been through. We've been through.
Well, perhaps it's a good sign that things have calmed down since we came together.
Yes, within the past 45 minutes it's calmed down, yes.
House Durand.
Yes.
A member of the house in Mudtown.
You heard it straight from me.
Long way from home.
Yes. Could have been there for any sort of reason, perhaps vacation.
Well, I have no reason to question it.
No, I am interested. You're thinking hard, it seems.
The noble houses live very different lives from you and I.
What does that mean?
It means if I were one of them, I don't know why I would go out of my way to venture to Mudtown so far away. No offense to Mudtown, of course. I'm sure it's great.
Sometimes people need an escape. I imagine somebody of such noble blood would get bored. They would need some sort of excitement. That's how people find themselves in this situation.
But what you've described to me sounds like a circumstance that an idiot would find themselves in.
I was expecting them to be an idiot, I'll be honest with you, but I mean, perhaps there's foul play. Perhaps.
From
And
what
even
I
if
know of House Duran, they're not idiots.
well, that's good to hear. But even if there was foul play, then I will help bring whatever the situation is to light. Even if Mudtown is guilty. I hope it's not. I don't actually know, and I won't know until the time of. I suppose I could do some research now, but what would it do? I'm not going to prevent this information getting to House Duran. It's not going to help anybody. It's just like a cover-up and make it worse.
No, I see your point. I think, as we've already mentioned, you're not far from your destination, and we can help you on your way, especially knowing what you've been up against these past days. I'm sure even now part of you is suspicious of what's going on here.
I'm suspicious of everything. But I want to get past the issue. Even if, like I said, Mudtown is somewhat at find itself some sort of guilty, I don't know. This will help push along the situation so we can get past it. Make amends if we have to, pay the people who we have to, go through the legal ramifications if we have to, or any other path.
Takiji looks to Ammon. I'm going to keep a lookout just in case.
Sure.
Vargan, do you wish to join me?
Yes, I will join you.
That is if there is no questions for Vargan and myself.
You also from Mudtown?
No, I am a sentinel of light.
And you see Sid, no reaction. But the older gentleman, Ben, an eyebrow goes up. And you can see one of the other rangers, the younger, kind of tan-skinned gentleman, also sort of acknowledges the name of the Sentinels. So are you here for the same reason, or?
I had a different mission that is already complete. I have taken upon myself this new mission of assisting Ammon in his plight.
And you see Captain Vale sitting on the ground and goes, Sid, I think it's best you don't ask him about his mission. Do me this one solid, don't ask. And Sid goes, well, no, I have to. What was your mission?
Takiji's just going to look at Captain Vale. It is to find out what is going on in Demacia, and I believe I've found the answer. Azakana. And I believe sticking alongside Ahmon will be helpful in bringing the rest of it to completion. I was only supposed to observe, but I've heard no word from my sensei, so as I am not to report back just yet. Would you like me to roll a deception on that?
I think so, because I think this is a half-truth. This is concealing.
Yes.
Why are you lying now? We
Because Captain Vale, it's gonna fucking bounce back on him. I don't want to. I don't want it to bounce back on him. I have no bonus to actually, no, I do. Wow. I'm not proficient, but hey.
I've already rolled.
How about a 17?
I rolled a natural 18.
Oh! Why?
Fuck.
Why
Wait,
didn't you cash
damn
in
it.
your third 20 of the night?
I should have
Fucking
used a luck point before you said something, but you already said it. Damn it.
Sid turns, looks at Vale. They trust you, Vale, but they don't trust me yet. It's fine, I'm sure you've got your reasons to keep things to yourself. I can't blame you. I mean, Vale, is there a reason I shouldn't know? And Vale kind of sits for a while. I'm helping people get out of the kingdom, Sid. This place isn't what it used to be. We both know that. Right. Anyway, what about you? What are you here for? Looking at Vargan.
I am from Mount Targon.
You've all come a long way.
I was raised on Mount Targon. My journey has led me here. And for now, that is reason enough.
To be honest, you've picked one of the worst times to journey to Demacia. I love this place, but man. Vale's not wrong. It's not what it used to be.
the thing about demons, Sydney, is that they all hunger for something. And there is a feeling that has been brewing in Demacia seemingly for a long time, which is fear. A lot of it, perhaps. So, as strange as it sounds, this could be the culmination of something that we are stumbling upon. It is cause for concern. I'm sure you have some sort of allegiance from where you come from. You have some sort of pride you take in from where you're from. I know Captain Vale does.
I mean, I share many of the same sentiments that he does.
Yes. So, I to be honest with you, this might, this is, and it's an anecdotal thing. I don't like them. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I am not even going to apologize for it. But the Mage Seekers, I think, are the issue.
I mean,
I understand the Mage War. I understand the fear of magic. I understand it. But I am also a being made of it.
many of us lived before the Mage Seekers were a thing.
How was it?
It's the kingdom we talk about when we say things aren't what they used to be. It was a place where everybody could at least try to make it better in some way, and those who didn't, well, they were dealt with. The ones who were trying to make things worse. But then, we suddenly had a group of people who are bent on making the assumption that certain people are only trying to make things worse. And it's as if they think we don't remember. So I share the sentiment of Elgin, and I sympathize. I don't blame you for taking the route you have, although I said it is one of the less desirable. And lucky for you, we are finishing up our business out here. So we are heading that direction.
If you share the same sentiments as Captain Vale,
Can I see if the mention of my disdain for the Mage Seekers is like notable, makes anybody in the room make a notable face or expression as if like I've pissed them off?
Give me an insight check. And I don't think your swindler's instinct would apply here because I think you're
It
looking for.
It doesn't
for-
have to, but I was
Yeah.
fishing for it. No, I rolled a 2. It's okay.
I would say because a 2 is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's awful.
You don't notice it. But so far, based on everything she said, Sid seems pretty reasonable, pretty straightforward. And you kind of have to trust Captain Vale's judgment, I would say.
I would trust. Well,
She's an old friend.
I'm beginning to worry.
have the same feelings as Captain Vale does, then will you allow me to make his healing a little faster?
I don't mind. It's up to him.
To be perfectly clear, I'm going to cast magic.
Am I supposed to look away?
I was told in Demacia it's not looked on well. Captain Vale's the only one who's been okay with it.
He's the only one you've met. That's okay with it. Until now.
Pull out his relic stone pistol. and wave his hand across. The healing radiance goes into his ankle. There.
And he holds his arm up to be helped to his feet.
Takiji will help him up.
He kind of gets his footing a little bit. The rocks shift beneath. Oof. That is better. Thank you.
I have made up for making you fall.
Like I said, I would have rather fallen than still been up in the air. So don't worry about it.
I shall keep a lookout then until we are ready to leave. And Takiji turns around, goes over towards one of the trees, and is just going to hop up into a tree.
I should say, I did say Sid's an old friend. I'm sure she doesn't like that framing of it. Sid taught me most of what I know. She's been doing this longer than I have, and when I was a recruit, she was in charge and taught me how to shoot, taught me pretty much everything I know about these woods, at least in this part of the kingdom. Now, Meltridge, I can't speak as much for. I've done most of my own work out there. But I can tell you're hesitant. And I get it, we've been through a lot. But these are good people. These are the ones that I was talking about. One of those first days when I said, I know there are still good people here. And that's why I stay.
All of them, Captain?
If they're with Sid, they're good people. You have my word.
Well, you all heard it. We have his word.
Takiji from the tree. Sounds good to me.
And Sid kind of looks over. She looks a bit flattered by the whole thing. He's not wrong. I pick and choose who I travel with. It's not fun spending so much time out in the woods with people you can't stand. I've done it many times before. But now I've been around long enough. I can choose.
It would just be a terrible day if we were just delivered into the hands of maze seekers by a whole group of armed guards, is all I'm saying.
Captain, if you were forced to choose the mission or the people, which would you choose?
When you say mission and people,
If you were given a mission, say, to save a town, but that town had some people who would say maybe cast magic, you would probably be forced to report that, I assume. Would you report that, or would you protect the people?
I would say I'd fall in with what Sid said. there was a time that many of us remember when, as long as you had best intentions at heart for the kingdom and you were trying your best to do good, didn't matter who you were or what you could do. That's a part of us as Demacians, at least the ones that were alive to remember it. So I think I would go with the people in this case.
And I would pose the same question to Captain Sid. The mission or the people?
I don't disagree with anything he said. I'm older than he is.
Then I trust you.
And look, if you don't trust any of my companions, they're here too. They speak for themselves. They're people.
If he says the people around you share similar sentiments, then I have no reason to doubt them either. There's a reason you keep them in your command, as you said. We all seem to be of the same mind here. I trust them as well.
So, am I to assume that we're on good terms here? There's still apprehension? I understand. It's been a tough few days.
I have no reason to show apprehension. You've helped us. Captain Vale speaks to your character. You speak to your own. You speak for your men. I have no reason to be apprehensive. I trust you.
And the rest of you? Still suspicious?
Yes. But not to the point of any sort of defect.
And do you think there's anything I can do to help the suspicion, or do you think it's just a result of the past several days?
It's probably a result of the past several days, and just what I've known. But, in due time, Captain.
Well, I'm not sure how much time you're anticipating. As I said, we're packing up here. We can be ready to leave now that Vale is better. We
Sure.
can be ready to go at any moment.
Sure.
We can get you where you're going in maybe 6 to 8 hours or so.
It's not going to cause issue, is all I'm saying. I'm going to follow with you. I'm just being honest.
I understand that. And the offer still stands. If you suspect anyone in my company of having intentions that differ from mine, they're their own people. You can take that up with them.
Oh, perhaps it's road talk.
Well, it will be a bit difficult to talk, given the circumstance. Ben, will you fetch the Elkin? He gives a nod, walks off. He follows the stream a bit away from the camp, and he comes back a few minutes later with these 4 very large creatures. They each kind of resemble like a mix between almost like reindeer-ish. Very large, like moose-like body, but the heads are a lot more small and pointed like a deer. And they have fairly short, pointed antlers on either side of their heads. And each of them is wearing a pretty plain leather saddle, but they have armored plates over the tops of their heads and that kind of travel down the back of their necks. These things can easily carry 2 people each. So the 4 of them, the 4 of you, And they look, despite their size, they look like they navigate the uneven terrain very well. These look
suppose
like the ideal mounts for this environment.
I misspoke when I said horse.
As I said, horses wouldn't do you much good out here.
Do I notice anything while I'm up in the trees?
Make a perception check.
$17.
The 17. You see a fox, and then it disappears. You do hear sounds, but they're the sounds of a forest, the ones you've been hearing since you left the village. There's nobody out here but you.
It's worrying. Takiji will jump down from the tree and rejoin the group. I haven't heard anything, but that worries me.
Well, the forest still sounds like it's full of life, or is it quiet?
It still sounds like a forest.
I imagine that's a good thing. No more dogs, and it's not quiet. This is the whole quiet forest thing. It's when you need to worry.
I'm still worried. Mainly because when we were being pursued, it seemed like they were right on us.
Yeah, but Captain Vale, what did you only hear the sound of dogs barking, and that's what made you just know that the Maid Seekers were there? What other feelings or sights or smells or sounds did you experience?
Well, there were voices too.
What did you hear?
Somebody was giving orders. Somebody
What
was.
did-
It sounded like what I would expect a search party or something.
I heard something similar. Giving orders.
You remember
Commanding.
words? Actual words?
They were far away. It sounded like I could hear the tone of voice, but not the words themselves. And Sid can vouch. She's been a part of the military structure of the kingdom for a long time. She's been around Mage Seekers. She knows what they do. Mage Hounds are a known tool of the Mage Seekers. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were out here looking for somebody like you and your friends. But
But
that's
they would have.
a route they would
they've-
go.
Why would they have stopped? They wouldn't have. They would have came right up
No.
to us, even with you here.
Of course.
It's strange, I guess.
Not any more or less strange than what we've already experienced.
No, just about the same amount.
Just worrying. Is that
You
it's
see Ben-
consistent?
The older ranger, he kind of steps forward with the 4 Elkin and just says, I feel like we've been over this already. There are many strange things that happen. I don't think the Mage Seekers were after you. I don't think they're the ones that left you this note. I can't say what it is that's doing this. You've said as much. You believe it's demonic forces. I feel that perfectly explains what's happening. I can't resolve the situation, but I feel we have some answers.
Yeah, this is what we do with it. As we have to deal with it until it rears its head.
I think what you do with it is you get out of the forest as soon as possible.
I agree. I agree. Are these our new steeds?
Your new steeds, our very old steeds.
Oh, they're old?
Rangers spend a great deal of time forging a bond with their companions. And he takes one of them by the reins and kind of guides it closer to him and puts a hand on the side of its neck. This is Maiden. She's been with me for 50 odd years.
It is a pleasure, maiden.
And Maiden kind of lowers her head. Very intelligent creatures.
It does seem so.
And he motions to the other three. This is Joy, Sid's companion. This is Acorn. He belongs to Arno, who hasn't been introduced yet, but Arno, and motions to the tan younger ranger.
Acorn.
And motions to what is easily the largest of the Elkin, and fittingly motions to what is easily the largest of the rangers. This is Beryl. It belongs to
I'm so sorry, Beryl.
Beryl is more than capable. Strongest Elkin I've seen.
It would make no. So are we? What is happening now? I mean, it would feel wrong for us to be on these seeds next to you, just walking with you. They're yours. So are you going to be riding them, and we're going to be walking next to you, or are we
They
borrowing
can easily
them?
manage. They can manage two each. We can
I
go with
see.
all 8 of us.
Vargan, you probably shouldn't double up on Beryl.
Probably not.
We should distribute somewhat. It's only fair.
I think I'll go with Maiden.
And you see Sid kind of walks over to the Elkin and takes the reins for Joy, and just gives Joy a scratch under one of the ears. Full disclosure, I should tell you why we're out here. I haven't mentioned that yet.
Joe, I just thought this was routine. Didn't
I
have no
wish
reason
it
to question.
were. It is a lovely day out. I wish I could spend more time out here. No, unfortunately,
noticed.
unfortunately, what happened was we got word that in Jandel, south of here, unfortunately, somebody was killed, and the person who did it fled the city and headed north. It happens from time to time. People think they can escape into the mountains, leave the kingdom that way, and be free.
Do you know the name of the person?
Unfortunately, well, we don't, because we didn't catch them. Other rangers did, though, south of here. About a day or so. So we got word that we could head back. That's why we had traps. Which Captain Vale,
Oh, they were quite effective.
of course. So it is a bit of fortunate timing. Because we no longer have responsibilities out here. And your destination is not too far out of the way. We won't get you all the way there. We still have to make it back to the city before sundown. But we can get you a good distance. Well, is there anything else we need to accomplish? Any other questions?
No, I think we are good.
Very well.
Takiji will look at Sid, though. I apologize for being not completely truthful.
Like I said, I think it speaks to Vale's character that you would lie for him.
I am not very good at it.
Don't worry about it. Even if you were, I'm sure I would have seen through it.
Perhaps.
Well, and she kind of pulls Joy forward, throws one of her legs up over, hops up onto its back. What's the arrangement here? The other rangers also take their respective mounts and mount up and wait to help each of you up.
Since I am the lightest, I will go on Beryl.
And the larger of the rangers holds out a very, very wide forearm for you to grab onto.
And I just hop up.
And it's a comfortable saddle, comfortable ride. It's not... It doesn't feel like you're falling off at any given point because there's not enough room. It does seem like these things are large enough that two people can easily manage. Especially Beryl being as large as he is. Ammon, you said you were going to ride with Ben on Maiden, correct?
Yep.
I think it's fair that Sid would probably take Captain Vale. Which
You
means
get Acorn. Vargan gets Acorn.
He
Vargan
does
will
love
end up
trees.
on Acorn with Arno.
And where do acorns come from, everybody? Trees.
It's true.
The things you love to touch.
Hey, it's true.
No more of that. No more of that.
Touch every tree that we pass.
Don't touch anything. Barrel's evil now.
Because I touched him and
No. That's true. He's going to fall off and die.
No!
Everything I touch dies.
So, as you make your way from the Rangers camp, you are shocked at the pace that these creatures can manage in this terrain. You think about the past several days of tedious, monotonous travel at the same slow, though grueling pace that you had taken to get here. This feels like flying, but you know you're on the ground. And at times you feel you have to avoid the trees as they come at you. But the steps never lose confidence. The pace never slows.
Getting Ben's hair caught in my alligator mouth.
Oh.
Honestly, there's enough room on the back of each of these things that you can space yourself out for that to not be an issue. As you travel, despite the pace, you're comfortable. It's not a rough ride. It's not jarring. You're not being jolted around and thrown. on the saddle. Is there anything you'd like to try to do, ask, speak to whoever you're riding with? It would be hard to talk across from mount to mount unless you specifically try to get people to come together for a moment. But do you want to continue your ride in silence, or?
I'm wondering if was one of the people who knew of the Sentinels, and if he would ask me something.
Was unfortunately not one of the ones who would recognize the name of the Sentinels.
Then I got nothing.
I'm going to feed my Poro.
Okay.
I think I'm okay.
Other than Takiji probably having a little bit of fun with this ride, he might actually crack a smile.
Character building moment.
Forest is weird again.
The forest is weird again. Takiji smiled. Everything's evil.
No, smiling encourages hugs. Hugs means things are going to die.
It's true. Well then. The next 8 hours or so, as they kind of extend your escort, you see it somewhat as a courtesy from them, getting you closer to your destination so you don't have to travel as far, even though it likely means they're going to arrive back home a little later. And at some point on the journey, you even notice the forest thins quite a bit. Trees get more spread. And though it happens in a blink, you cross a road heading past whatever settlement it is that is their destination, that they will have to turn back to return home. So, at the end of your time together, they help you down off of their Elkin, Joy, Acorn, Beryl, and Maiden. And they bid you farewell.
Takiji just bows.
Sid looks at Vale and says, "So, since you're a captain now, I don't know who gave you that title. Next time I'm in Meltridge, drinks are on you. And we should talk. I think we have some ideas that we can work on together."
An uprising. Yeah.
Get him with the bourgeoisie.
And Captain Vale says, "Well, I don't know about drinks being on me. I think you make a lot more than I do, but frankly, I don't know when I'll be back in the village. As much as I would love to see you again and catch up a bit more, if given circumstances different."
Get back to the village.
Sid, I don't really know how safe things are for me at the moment. So, I guess this is kind of a see you when I see you type thing. Unfortunately. I don't know. I'll figure it out. If I can manage, I'll send you something, a letter. I'll let you know where I'm at, what I'm doing. Sorry. And she looks at him and just says, I get it. Things are different. It's not what it used to be. Keep them safe. And yourself. If you can. And she hops back up on Joy. The rest of them take to the saddles as well. Good luck to all of you. And same offer extends. If we meet in the future, you can consider me an ally.
It's much appreciated.
Safe travels, Captain.
Thank you for going out of your way. And Vargan's going to go and give each of them a good berry, but also enough for one for the mount.
Ah, okay.
These will satiate you for the day.
And they each take them and give you a nod of gratitude.
Thank you.
And then they signal the mage seekers who jump out from behind the trees.
Oh no!
I knew it! I knew
Chris.
Oh!
So, with that, you watch them disappear into the trees back the way you came. The sun is beginning to set. No, it's tempting to continue being as close as you are. Captain Vale says, that was lucky. That saved us probably a day or two. But I'll leave the choice to you. I feel like, with the exception of the past couple days, sometimes bad things happen just when things start to be going your way. So, do you want to stop here and continue in the morning? Or see how far we can get while we still have a bit of light?
Ammon,
I
what
have-
do you think?
I have all the energy necessary. It was quite a fast ride. I think we'll be fine if we push forward.
Agreed.
Unless you have some sort of reservation, Captain.
My only concern is this. Knowing what they told us and where they're stationed, and where I understand House Duran to be, I think we can make it there tonight. But when we arrive, it would be nightfall. I don't know if you want to approach House Durand at that hour, given the circumstance.
No. I would suspect that there'd be a place around that we could rest at or spend the night. I suppose we could do that here, but I don't know the locale or what it looks like near House Durand. House Durand is within the city, correct? No, it is off by itself. Then I imagine it's completely different.
This is what makes House Durand a bit of a unique case among the noble houses. Most of them live in the wealthier, higher up, secluded parts of the great city and High Silvermere and other places of the sort.
Well, this plays to our advantage then.
I agree.
And perhaps we should stay here for the night then.
and arrive in the morning.
I agree. Yes.
Not a bad idea. Anyone opposed?
I defer to Ammon. It is his mission.
So, you make camp. And lucky for you, Captain Vale has saved a bit of the longer lasting supplies, but the good ones. The ones he had used on the first day to prepare you a good meal. And so, you sleep well. You sleep undisturbed. I am assuming that you are taking watch. I'm just skimming through that to let you know that nothing disturbs your sleep. And I'm going to be a nice DM here. I'm going to say, because I assume you'd prefer to have it be done this way, this can be the long rest where you use your recall charge. Because I know
Sure. Yeah. We
a
used
couple of you have
things,
taken
yeah.
damage and used spells and things.
Yeah.
Because these both happen within the same span of days, and we kind of skimmed over the other ones. You will go into the next day refreshed. And as you wake the next day, let's push a little further. Let's see what happens. Just a bit further. We haven't been going for too long.
I was just going to say, I felt like that was about to be an end of session, but
Could have been.
Oh.
I want to see where this goes.
here
Yeah.
we go.
Yeah. All right.
Same.
I'm excited.
Now,
Same.
you piece your belongings together. You're well rested. You've had a good meal the night before. You've had a good meal this morning. You had good conversations with new friends. You had a wild experience the previous day, riding some magnificent creatures through some beautiful woods. As you set off for the final leg of this journey to House Durand, the forest is much the same. Until it isn't. You see, at one point in the distance, a massive white shape. Not moving. Almost resembling a spire, a large stone sticking straight up out of the earth. From this distance, it's hard to make out many details. As you get closer, though, you see the patterns. You see the familiar shape of bark. These are trees. Trees that until now you hadn't seen. Pure white and massive. Think redwoods probably around the same size. But you look at this one and you can see it's not a full tree. Pieces of it are missing. The canopy is long gone. There are clean cuts made out of parts of this tree, taken, removed in sections. Looking further around you, you see other similar trees spaced out some distance. Many of them in a similar state of disassembly. Some, though, you can see have branches still and leaves that are bright golden yellow, high above the others. The further you continue, the more you see these trees. And the worse you feel. Each of you feels the same slow, creeping chill through your whole bodies.
My captain, this is unsettling. Is this natural?
This is what natural?
These trees, they are freakish.
You mean like the ones from before? And he kind of puts a hand on his bow.
No. Settle down. These huge white monolithic trees. Do you not see?
I see them.
Tell me you see it. Okay. Are these normal trees?
I mean, they're different than the ones that we've been seeing, but there's different trees in different places. Are you okay?
Something about them is off.
Beginning to feel a bit sickly, to be honest with you. Can I piece together whether or not these trees are linked to what I, Donald, know as Petricite?
Well, I'll say this. You felt this before.
Hmm.
You felt this particularly within the Shepherd's Rest Tavern in the village of Melridge. A building made of pure white stone.
Yeah.
You felt similarly in an abandoned church where large sections of the wall had been carved in a relief out of pure white stone depicting the story of Kael and Morgana. This is what House Durand is responsible for. This is their building material.
It's magic nullification.
Captain Vale kind of glances around. Ah. I see. How unpleasant is this for you?
Very.
I'm queasy. I have the feeling. Vargan?
It is unnerving, but if it's not what we've dealt with before.
Not so much so concentrated. This is the source, it seems.
We'll manage. I'm sure House Durand is going to be having this material for all of their homes or the gates or... It's an opportunity to get used to it.
Do
This
feel
makes me worry.
weaker.
This is this brings a worry to mind. I might not be able to use my abilities to even show them what I intend to, so we might have to do something off-site. Unless they have a room in which none of this can reach me. But, we should push forward and not be here for any longer than we need to.
I would rather be certain, if that's okay with you. Is there
Sure.
anything you can try now to know whether you'll be wasting your time trying there? Doesn't have to be with the member of House Durand, just anything representative of anything.
I'm going to find a clearing and open up my arms and hold out both of them and try to pull up and cast Exhume on the ground.
Okay. You are some distance from these trees. And as you cast the spell, it feels as though it's your first time casting the spell. It feels as though you haven't slept in days. It feels like you have no idea what this is supposed to feel like. But after a long moment, you see the fingers appear, crawl out of the ground, and remains slowly begin to appear.
I am somewhat effective, it seems, still.
I don't want to lead you into anything that you're not fully comfortable doing.
Oh, I'm not comfortable with any of this. I haven't been since the beginning. That's not the point.
Well, we have options, is my point.
We do.
I won't say they're both good options, but there are multiple. Option 1, we continue, and we see what happens. Option 2, we head back as far as we need to for you to feel like your entire selves again, and we figure something out there.
No. I'm gonna go with option 1 if everybody else is willing to do so.
Agreed.
I think it shows much more respect that we came all the way to them despite the feeling.
Agreed.
Well, if things get too unpleasant and you need a break, not that I assume you'd want to stop and spend any more time here than is necessary, just let me know. I have no problem with changing things up, going somewhere else, if we have to. So you continue.
Yeah.
And things don't get any more pleasant. At a certain point, these trees become so abundant. It is almost unbearable. This feels, in many ways, like a death march, like you are on the verge of collapse. And then, you're saved in a way. Suddenly, the trees thin out, become much more sparse. And you feel a bit more like your true selves. And you piece together the reason for this. As you can see, through the normal, non-magic nullifying trees, the shape of buildings, familiar white stone, massive structures though, very ornately designed, the same blue tile roofs that you had seen in Meltridge. One of these buildings is round in the front and has large columns that kind of separate the outside world from what is a fairly open air workshop. And you can see sculptures being carved, blocks being chiseled out of this white material. On the grounds around the building, you can see carts full of the flesh of these trees and more refined looking chunks of white stone. It's still hard to make out any details. It's hard to tell if there is anybody around at the moment. You're still quite a distance away. You also see several other buildings that you can assume are just living quarters, places that the family would live, places that maybe other students, proteges would stay, apprentices, other craftsmen visiting, dignitaries, whoever. This is a fairly large compound. You can tell House Durand, for as important as they sound, is incredibly wealthy. And now, the remainder of your journey, maybe 1,000 feet away, is uninterrupted by these trees, by any demon, by anybody else. And you walk that final stretch, heading through this last piece of the forest of northern Demacia. You approach from the east, and you look, and you see the road leading up to the compound, spiraling to the south, further in the forest. And as you approach the edge of the tree line, you hear something on the road. Wagon wheels. Horses. Obscured by the trees, Captain Vale motions you to stay out of sight and observe. Looking out on the road, you see a cart pulled by 2 horses with several people escorting it. Familiar to you. An unwelcome sight. They're not the only familiar sight at this whole scene. Though there are mage seekers flanking this cart on either side. In the cart, you see the corpse of the wyvern that you had slain in the village of Meltridge. And none of them seem to notice you. They seem, strangely, to be headed for the same place you are. To House Durand. maybe unsurprisingly, there's one more figure here. That's not a mage seeker. And you hear Captain Vale whisper to himself, Mick. You see the ranger who had lifted his blade to Takiji when he had attempted to save the Raptor Knight who had fallen.
Oh, we all know who this penis man was. We knew it right away.
He's accompanied the mage seekers here. What their purpose is, you're not sure. And the cart continues up the road. What do you do?
That is not good.
I suppose there's no reason to draw attention to ourselves. Perhaps we should do a bit of skulking until they make their way past us.
Agreed. Possibly the nullifying of magic within the trees helps conceal us from them.
Captain Vale just says, why here? What are they doing?
Did your ex-friend ever hear anything about what we were going to do?
From who?
I don't know.
Don't believe we spoke about it in front of him.
That's what I was wondering, if we were or not. Or if we did or not.
I didn't see him after the confrontation that you had with him. He left. He stomped off on his own, and then I know we ran into Pin, one of my other rangers, as we were leaving, and she said he was headed somewhere in a hurry. He said he had business. None of us have seen him since then.
Either way, he's been tipped off. Most likely. But he's here. We have to just figure out how we're going to deal with it. Do you think he's going to pass through, or do you think he's going to stop here? What does it look like?
You follow the road, and you can see the road terminates at this compound. There is no passing.
Oh, so he's
through.
just heading straight to it, not through it and out of it?
No,
He's going there.
There is a road that goes to the House Duran compound, and that same road takes you out of it, but not through. It's one way in, one way out.
Sure. Well, we can wait to see if we can wait out his situation, or we can do what we came here to do in front of them.
He most likely told the mage seekers what happened.
I'm sure he colored the issue.
So us walking up there will only get us captured. Most likely.
If they can sense us.
If we are
Seems
going
as far they are unable to.
If we are going to do what we're going to do, we would be doing it in front of them.
Do you know anybody in particular from House Strand? Somebody personal? A friend?
Me?
Yes.
No, I know very little about House Durand.
Maybe we can speak to one of them on the outside. Try to find somebody that's not so ignorant.
Look, from what I've heard, House Durand don't seem like unreasonable people. I think that's half the reason why they've taken up residence out here and not in the city with the rest of the noble houses. I don't think they get along.
They brought
fall
the
in
body
line.
and of the wyvern and the guy.
Not the guy, just the wyvern.
Perhaps we can use my authority as a sentinel. That may smooth things along.
I don't know.
I'm not certain either, but
This could just be a passing through situation. Maybe there's something about the body of the creature that they're trying to figure out how to nullify and protect against. They think anti-magic will do it. So maybe they're going to be running tests on the body. That's my perspective. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know how long that will take for it to become glaringly obvious, but while they are doing so, again, perhaps we should round the outskirts of the situation and just keep an eye on it. See if they remove themselves. Because if they were here for us, I don't think they would be looking around a body. The purpose is there in that card.
we are connected to that body, though.
That's true.
And with the captain's ranger there with them.
Sure.
Though why come to House Durand?
Like I said, I imagine that they're trying to do something, some sort of tests with the body. I don't know. Unless they brought the body all the way over here to say, look what they did. They did this. Whose House Durand to care? Has something to do with the magic. Either it's the magic that we casted upon it, or it's the magic that's intrinsic in the being itself.
Or
Or
this is the DM speaking. Perhaps it's something else entirely.
perhaps it's something else entirely.
As you look at this cart, you watch them travel down the road. And you're having this discussion amongst yourselves. And almost immediately, as you begin to wonder why they've brought this wyvern to House Durand, whether it's what you've done or something about the creature itself, some intrinsic feature, you get your answer. And there was a third option, which you hadn't foreseen. Looking at the cart, in an instant, there is a spray, a fountain of blood and viscera spraying out from the chest of the wyvern, as erupting from the corpse of this creature with speed that you hadn't seen in anything really prior to maybe yesterday, or potentially the raptors that you've seen flying through the sky. You see a strange object, which, as the blood cloud dissipates and falls, everybody around the cart looks around shocked, stunned, and silent. This object floats, hovering above. A strange, two-sided diamond-shaped object, spiked and twisted like wrought iron. It's deep red in color, almost black in places. It's coated, dripping in the wyvern's blood. You can see in its center the faintest glow, and you watch it hover in the air, and it moves slightly from side to side. And then it moves quickly. Quick enough that its target had little time to react. You see this strange object plunge itself into the chest of Mick, the ranger. And as it does, Mick does not fall. Instead, Mick draws his bow. And the mage seekers on either side of the cart look to each other and to him, and you see the device pulse once with a red light. And Mick pulls back an arrow. And the mage seekers dive behind the cart from him as he begins to loose arrows on those he had been traveling with. As this happens, Captain Vale looks between each of you, and with panic in his eyes, he says, "I'm sorry, I know what he did, but he's one of mine. I have to do something." And he pulls his bow and he takes off running out of the trees toward the cart.
I was going to say let him cook. But
I'm going to help the captain.
Yep,
Yes.
I'm gonna sprint behind him.
Pull out the relic stone pistols and run.
As you do, charging forth to see whatever this thing is. That's where we'll pick up next time.
Oof. Did not see that coming. Hot diggity,
Trojan horse!
hot diggity damn.
It was a Trojan wyvern corpse! Kinda.
A Demacian wyvern.
Not really.
no,
Not really a Trojan.
Not really.
That's so mean, Justin. Hey, we already went longer than he had planned. He was going to end it like 30 minutes ago.
No, I'm glad. This is a good place to start next session. We start with initiative, pretty much.
We start with combat.
Yep. And then, after combat, we can actually do some talking and figure some things out.
Fuck yeah.
Isn't that great?
I'm excited. What a great session, everybody. What a great session. We had
Happy
our
birthday again. Happy birthday again.
happy
birthday.
birthday,
Thank
Justin.
Thank you. This was a good birthday. Good session.
And also, I hope everybody enjoyed the higher quality streaming that we can now stream at. Hopefully, you've been taking advantage of how beautiful we look.
Oh no.
There definitely
Oh.
weren't any issues. If anybody thinks there was an issue at any point during the stream, you're wrong.
Wrong. You're
And
wrong
we
about
hate you.
those. And we
Yeah, you're wrong and we hate you.
And if anything, I was recording the whole thing just in case there was, but there wasn't.
So now we can play
No
back that
issues.
we hate you.
You can delete the recording. Delete it. We
I
don't
would-
need it anymore. There were no problems.
No,
I
we
will
need
delete
proof
the
that we hate
recording.
them. But we love you.
I want you to play this part back, but
Uh-oh.
double time.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. What happened?
What part? What are we playing back?
Oh, the part where we said we hate you a bunch of times.
We hate you, we hate you, we hate you, we hate you, we hate you.
We
Put
hate
it on.
Just keep
Put a
watching
delay on it and reverb. and-
We hate you. But on that note, thank you everybody for joining us. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all so much. Make sure if you haven't
We've been the
already,
Smurgy Durgies.
we've been the Smurgy Durgies. Make sure if you haven't already considered joining the Discord, subscribe to the YouTube, consider supporting us on Patreon. And there are 20 sides to every story. Come be a part of ours. Thank you. Good night. We love you. Stay safe.
And stay tuned for the podcast,
Yes.
Patreon, where I make a prediction as to what the hell this is.
Yeah, we have to have a podcast to make up for the
I have
fact
thoughts.
we didn't have a podcast for the last episode. So it's gonna be like
I have thoughts.
it's gonna be like a double feature podcast.
Double feature.
Talk about both episodes. All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
We hate you.
Great timing.